This week was really big on earnings. We had real big companies releasing earnings for this week. Let's see how it turned out. For example, we had SoFi releasing earnings, had CVS, PayPal, Shopify, Robinhood, Amazon, Apple, Amazon, PayPal being some of my larger holdings. As you see, didn't do as good the previous week, coming down almost like $3,000 from the peak, pretty much down $2,700. So quite a big loss, but some of the companies actually released decent earnings. Let's hop into SoFi. I don't really have a lot in SoFi. Only have about almost $500. But actually, they actually did pretty good on the earnings. They actually hit it, so they're close to profitability. If maybe they got profitable on this earnings report, then I probably would have bought a little bit more. I don't think I'm going to buy more until later down the line, until they actually start becoming more profitable, or will become profitable and actually start making a little more money. I think at that point I could trust SoFi a little bit more. Even then, I don't think it's going to beat the other banks that I'm in. The other banks I'm into, like JP Morgan, American Express. Robinhood actually beat earnings as well. They actually showed up profitable earnings. As you see, Robinhood had quite the fail from launch, and coming off from like almost $50 down to like $10, and it's recording like $11 right now. Caught a falling knife for this one, $17, but only $100 inside this stock. Definitely, I have room to improve on this one if I choose to buy more. I'm just kind of waiting on it. Don't really know if I want to put more money into Robinhood, even though it is my main brokerage. I really do like the fact that they were the first people to actually start giving commission-free trade stocks, which Robinhood Save kind of is just having your cash amount, just having your extra buying power actually accrue interest if you have the gold. It's pretty cool too. Give you like 4.9 APR right now. Anyways, yeah. So Robinhood has some features I do like, but I don't know how well it would fend against the other brokerages. So that's why I don't really invest too much into it right now. But I do have about $100. As you can see, yeah, they beat earnings. 3 cents per share. Pfizer, actually it was going down this year, so I wanted to put a little bit more into it. As you see, dropped in like 30%. And this is one of the dividend stocks I have in my portfolio. I have about $600, $37 average, and $35 right now. Yeah, they give a nice dividend. I don't really see myself selling Pfizer stock at all. They give it 4.66 dividend yield, which is really high, and they beat earnings as well. They're still trending down the earnings compared to the last quarters. Yeah, I think they're going to maintain their moat in the medical field and continue to give good dividends and be a decent stock over time. So definitely not going to move any money out of that. And let's talk about Amazon stock. Amazon stock really came hitting with this one this week. I wasn't really expecting that big of a jump in earnings, but yeah, they really did come with it. So they were expected to do 34 cents per share, but that came with 63, almost doubling it, which is pretty insane. I don't remember the last earnings I saw like this. So this is a really big stock, so this is really watched as well. And as you can see, this week actually we popped off for Amazon. The moment they popped off earnings, they actually increased in price. So it was previously at 128, boom, 139. Usually, even if a stock does good on earnings, they go down. As you can see on like maybe these other ones, but Amazon, they popped off earnings, boom, increased immediately. So this is one of the stocks that I have been putting money into, and I have not been seeing much of an increase in stock price for like the past 2 years. And right now I'm just starting to actually see an increase, which is kind of exciting. I have like $9,000 in Amazon and only an 11% gain. And I've been holding the stock for like pretty much 2 years, haven't seen that much growth. Maybe this year and 2024 will be the year that I actually see a great amount of growth at Amazon. Some investors might say that during this whole entire period, Amazon is just kind of loading, they're just kind of taking it in, not really doing much. Like this whole entire period, over this 5-year chart, only up 50%, Amazon. And clearly they've been improving. You've been seeing the new Amazon cars, the Rivian trucks, pretty much pushing the Amazon supplies. They pretty much become their own like FedEx and UPS, just Amazon, like all in one business, taking it from your computer online, from you clicking on like the soap you want to buy to get it to your doorstep in one day, and then doing all types of stuff. Like it's just Amazon's arms are everywhere. if you're not into stocks and you think about Amazon, like, yeah, you're gonna use Amazon. Everybody who has a computer, who knows how to use the internet, is using Amazon. Anybody who like values their time is using Amazon. People who really just value convenience in their life, they're gonna use Amazon. It's just too easy to use than not to use at this point. Like some of the stuff that you're not even really capable of getting in like a store or shop, or make it really difficult to buy it at a place and then bring it to your home. It can be a lot easier just by ordering on Amazon, get shipped to your place, and then even if it's a really big item, it could possibly get placed inside your house if you're willing to pay more. Yeah, the arms of Amazon are quite wide, and they're reaching around everybody. It's pretty hard to see the downfall of Amazon, especially how dependent a modern consumer has become on Amazon. Like, I don't really spend a lot of money, and even when I decide to buy something, I'm like, all right, let's go on Amazon and see if I can buy it. Usually I can find it cheaper than anything else too. It's very little effort. So Amazon's a no shitter. I'll probably put a little bit more money in, depending if it goes down. I don't really like this $139 price as I'm buying. Like most of the buying should have been around $84. I missed that. And I was buying a little bit around $120. That's where my average is right now, like $119. But hopefully next year we can start seeing this actually start jumping, get a lot more gain from Amazon. Well, let's go PayPal. All right, so PayPal actually put like $1,000 in the previous on this earnings. So on Monday I put like $1,000 into the stock, dropped down like 10%. This is kind of big. I bought like around like $1,000 around this price right here, like around $75, and like a couple days later, dropped down to $62. I was about to buy calls for this. Luckily I didn't do it. Nonetheless, I'm still gonna hold on. I actually brought up my market share value up to like $3,000. It's pretty high now. It's coming up to be one of my higher invested stocks. I think it's a very undervalued stock, especially for what time it is, especially for what it does right now and what it has done in the past. Around $60, so it could easily be around like $100. So I think this is also quite an easy buy. It reminds me of Metastock from 2023 and 2022 when I was buying as well. So this is kind of like it's kind of like the next thing, in my opinion. We'll see if buying PayPal actually pans out. All we can do is wait and see, but they actually did pretty good on their earnings as well. So they estimated 105, actually beating it at 116. It's pretty decent. All I can do is wait. Yeah, see, this is my previous buys. Bought a little bit after I about to sell that dip too, almost $500. Yeah, so I'm just continue probably buying around the 60 price range for PayPal. It's pretty cheap, so I gotta just keep on buying at this range. Bring my average down to maybe $9. So, and Apple. All right, Apple actually dropped down. I've been talking about this on the channel for pretty much like a year and a half now. I'm waiting for Apple to go down. As you can see, Apple is not going down at all. Like 130 was like the last price where it dipped down, went up to like $200. This past week went down, but not even that much. It only went down like 6%, and they still beat earnings well. $1.19 to $1.26 beat earnings. The trend of earnings is also going down as well, but no doubt that it'll go back up. I think 182 is pretty high for Apple. I would like to see closer to 130, pretty much close to my average. I don't think we're ever going to see that again though. Like, it's like right here pretty much. And Apple is highly favored by S&P, very popular stock. Unless we start seeing some real pressure on the markets, then I don't think we're going to see Apple going down that deep. But if it does, I'll definitely be more of a buyer, especially with I only have about $3,000 in Apple, which is kind of low for what it is. Should have bought more earlier on, but I wasn't really thinking about Apple that much. So if I do get an opportunity to buy Apple again, I will put more money into it. Probably bring it up to around 6 to 9K. That's just thinking later down the line. And as you see, we still about 80K, but we went down like $3,000 in the past week. So kind of wishy-washy. The goal is still to hit 100K by the end of the year. Almost close to 90K. We're definitely holding at 80K though. So actually next week is actually quite big for me as well. That's a Palantir, also Alibaba, and it's currently like around $98. If I could start seeing like some more movement on Alibaba, I could start making a lot more money overall on my account as well. I definitely need to see that, and there hasn't been too much fear of like China and all that stuff and delisting, so shouldn't be too much of a decline in Alibaba stock for sure. So that's what I'm looking forward to next week. So also got Disney stock. Disney stock also beat down stock. Hopefully they do pretty good. I have quite a bit of money with them as well. Spend $500 in that week if I do see a buying opportunity. But until then, I'll keep you guys updated.